Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Leo Okeda and you're watching another edition of the program Social Media Reports. Now, this week had a lot of powerful highlights, most of them bearing political backdrops. Now, let's have a look at some of them trendy hashtags that made the waves on this space this week. Let's begin with hashtag Dino Melaye, the outspoken controversial senator from Kogi State whose spite with his governor took another twist this week. He was accused of empowering criminals with arms in view of the upcoming 2019 general elections. Then we move over to hashtag Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft Corporation and a co-founder of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who visited the country and addressed National Executive Council slamming President Buhari's economic plan. And then down to hashtag Dapchi Girls, who were abducted by Islamic insurgents Boko Haram sometime in February, then returned this week in some dramatic fashion. So many hashtags, hashtag World Water Day, so many of them trending this week. Equally, Joe Ibokwe, who spoke on in favor of the APC, so many of them trending. But which of these highlights came out top for our program today? Yes, Dapchi Girls, hashtag Dapchi Girls, that's what we're discussing on this edition of the program. And I'm beginning to think Nigerians are growing indifferent about Islamic insurgents Boko Haram, and here's why. So after this video circulated online, it was no longer news that some communities in the north are sympathetic to the cause of Boko Haram. Now, when that happens, how do you expect to work with the communities? How do you expect to work with the people to protect them? If you're an agency, how do you expect the military to protect those communities from their supposed enemies when those they are protecting love their enemies? So it is very difficult, and on the part of the government, they are making this look a little bit awkward. How do you explain that in such a quick flash you were able to pull such quick throttle that brought back the Dapchi Girls? But for a very long time we've been pleading and begging that the Chibok girls be released. So whatever the government must have done to make this possible, I don't think it should be an issue making sure that the Chibok girls are back, and then the remaining girl that is still missing from the Dapchi Girls. Now let's take a look at some of the interesting tweets that we've had this week on this issue. We begin with Senator Sheikh Sani, who tweeted, "Since Dapchi has been turned into Sahelian Tinsel Town, then Steven Spielberg or Spike Lee or Jerry Bruckheimer of the Pirates of the Caribbean needs to visit to explore the possibility of a blockbuster, really, because it's turning into a series here." Now this one is from Governor Ayodele Faye of Ekiti State. He said, "Should we say that the same spirit to make sure that all military checkpoints in Dapchi and other surrounding towns were removed to pave way for abduction of the girls also made sure that the girls were returned without any security agents seeing them?" Alright, those questions there, pregnant with meaning. And Jackson Uday tweeted, "It took us 3 days to get back to Dapchi. We were divided into 3 groups and flown in planes and taken over rivers in boats." Here he is quoting Fatima Abdullahi, one of the Dapchi girls released by Boko Haram, who is 16 years of age. And then he goes on to ask whose plane was used and where were the girls kept. Puzzles. puzzles because we're yet to understand some of these happenings. Gabasheo equally tweeted, who is obviously of the presidency. He said, President Muhammad Buhari is as committed to the freedom of the only Dapchi school girl still in captivity as he was to the girls' freedom when all 110 were in captivity of Boko Haram terrorists. And this one is from Adeyan Judeji. He said, may God comfort the families of our Dapchi girls that lost 5 of their children. May God judge everyone in this government who played politics with the lives of the 110 innocent girls, and may our Christian sister be covered with the blood of the Lamb Jesus. So we earnestly pray that the remaining girls still in captivity be released in good health and in good shape. And that is where we're calling it quits for this edition of the program Social Media Reports. Thank you very much indeed for staying with us, and do join us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, like our Facebook page, Social Media Reports. Follow us on Twitter at SMR for Africa. Join us on all our discussions following the trendy hashtags over the weeks on our website www.smrforafrica.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Social Media Reports. My name is Leo Oketa. Keep being a good citizen, keep being very productive, and have a splashy weekend.